Is this the way my life would be? Will I be happy? Was I ready to become an adult? These were the questions buzzing around in my head while another heartbeat was beating inside me. I went to Sumner Fredericksburg High School. A typical day of school was where everyone around me would chat to their friends in the crowded hallway, while in the shadows they would share gossip with no remorse. Being that was rarely a problem, I thought that the school itself was able to teach us and do what other schools did. The rest of my school days were mostly routines that were repeated over and over again. We would always start by staring at the blank off-white whiteboard, which was the view that showered my eyes every Monday through Friday. At times, our instructor gave out piles of paper stapled together, as if we even learned what this foreign subject was. I did my best not to tear those papers into pieces, yet I still had the urge to keep trying, hoping that I would somehow pass. When the bell rang and I left for my last 2 classes, the feeling of life came back to me. Even if the school itself wasn't bad, I couldn't find a speck of interest in any of the lessons taught there, with only a few exceptions. My last classes of the day were PE and art, and my favorite ones. In those classes, I found out that the stress that had followed me throughout the day would disappear in an instant. Over the years, I thought of what I wanted to do after high school. My interest piqued at the thought of photography. I felt that I somehow was connected to it in a way. I decided to choose photography, go to college and study photography, and make my own business. I felt ready. No, I am ready. It was summer vacation, the hot season that made everyone smell as if they showered with a muddy dog. The sticky, humid air would make me stay inside and cool down while I watched TV drama shows. I relaxed until my parents needed me to get a job, and for some reason, I felt that I needed a job too. I did get one, though I think I could have found a better job. I got employed at Casey's. That job seemed like a love-hate relationship. Every time I entered, cool air would attack my face, while the smell of the fresh baked pizza would make my stomach growl. That's the love part. The money I earned was okay, but it wasn't worth the troubles I'd face. I had to breathe and count to 10 every time an older woman or man came in looking cranky. My tired eyes turned from exhausted to energetic in a matter of seconds. Milliseconds with caffeine. I still hung on to the job though, for the money of course. Every teenager would be curious about adult things eventually, and I was one of those teenagers. I had a boyfriend who I loved dearly, and we tried those things out. Because I was new to it, I didn't know that what happened next would affect my entire life. I was around the age of 17, and I grew some weight after a while. I felt sick one day to the point I needed to go to the ER, so I went with my mother. When we arrived, I felt nervous. Was I gonna die? Am I sick? Did I have some sort of virus? My world started to spin and spin, as if it was really spinning. No, it was. My mother grabbed my shoulder and asked if I needed to sit down, so I sat down with her. We entered the ER, and after talking to the doctor, they wanted me to do a pregnancy test. I tested positive. My heart dropped, and my face went solemn. They had told me I was going to give birth in October. I looked over to my mother, who just stood there shocked. Deep down, I felt that this was the end of my teenage life. I was kicked out of my house for a couple of months and began to live with my friends. It came unexpectedly, but I was prepared for the day to come. I knew the first thing to do was to work more, work harder, and work to support this baby. Is this the way my life would be? Will I be happy? Was I ready to become an adult? These were the questions buzzing around in my head while another heartbeat was beating inside of me. I laid in a white hospital room where not even a speck of dust could be seen. The day had come where my big belly was no longer. I decided that I would sleep until the time was ready. My boyfriend sat beside me through the whole night and grew tired after a while. When he woke up in the morning, I had already given birth to my eldest daughter, Jackie, on October 15th of 2009. After a bit of rest, I realized that college wasn't an option for me anymore. Because of my pregnancy, I had to quit my school. My dreams of photography had disappeared in an instant. I knew I couldn't support my dream and my family at the same time. I decided to become an adult and tried my best to make my newfound family happy. I continued to work and become more financially stable over the years. I rented an apartment to start off with, which led to a house. I lived with my now husband, my 2 daughters, and my baby son, with hope I could one day afford a house of my own. I understood that I could still be happy without the need to go to college. In the end, a family can earn the same happiness either way.